Hello. Today what we're focusing on is fractions, and fractions are what we've been working on this week. So I'm going to show you a few examples of questions that we've done this week in class. So the first one is 1/4 of 24. Let's say we have 24 stamps. 1/4 of them have Queen Elizabeth's picture on them. So what we're doing here is we're going to figure out, okay, how many stamps have Queen Elizabeth's picture? So the students know, okay, 1/4. I need to go ahead and I'm going to break this down into 4 rows. Just like that. And then how many need to go in each row to equal 24? Well, this is where their multiplication comes in handy, and they know that they need to have 6. So they're going to go ahead and put 6 X's in each one. And then once they get that done, they're going to go back to the original fraction and say, okay, what is 1/4 of 24? So I need to circle 1 out of the 4 rows, and that equals 6. So 1/4 of 24 equals 6. Now that's easy whenever we have an easy number. So we're also teaching the students to go like this: 1/4 times 24 over 1. Sometimes they'll want to go ahead and they'll want to multiply across, and this equals 24 over 4. And then what they want to do is they're going to go ahead and divide 24 by 4, and they should know that that equals 6. 6 times 4 is 24, and they have a remainder of 0. However, what I want them to do is I want them to realize, okay, I can look here across and I can say, okay, do they have a common factor? 24 and 4, yes, 4. How many times does 4 go into 4? Once. How many times does 24 go, or how many times does 4 go into 24? 6 times. Then all I have to do is go 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. 6 over 1 is the same as 6. So there you can see a couple different ways that we're working there on that one. Now, we also did this one today, and we said, okay, we have a dog, and there's 90 pounds of dog food. Well, the dog eats 2/3 of the dog food. How many pounds did the dog eat? Well, that's hard to do with 90 and breaking that up and looking at that. So what students might want to do is they might want to say, okay, I'm going to break this up into thirds. So I have 3 right here, and I go like this, and you might see them use fraction bars for this. And they might say, okay, if I'm going to divide that into thirds, this is going to be 30, this is going to be 30, this is going to be 30, and 2/3 would be 60. I want them to go like this too. 2/3 times 90 over 1. They're going to set that up. Again, they can multiply across and say, okay, this is 180 divided by 3, and then they're going to put that in there, 180 divided by 3, and that goes in there 6 times 18, subtract, bring down the 0. How many times? That's 0. That's 60. Or they can go ahead, and this is the way that I would like them to do it, is they can cross out the 3, make that 1. How many times does 3 go into 90? Well, 3 goes into 90 30 times. 2 times 30 is 60, and that equals 1, and that equals 60. So here you can see 2/3 right there. These all equal 60. So again, this is our toolbox. Look at how many different tools we have to solve this problem. That's what we're looking at there. Today what we did is we introduced 1 and 1/2 of 16. So let's go ahead and bring this to context. Let's say that Joe is on the bike path, and the bike path is 16 miles long. Joe goes around the bike path 1 and 1/2 times. How many miles is that? Well, what we can do is we can use fraction bars here, and we can say, okay, so Joe went around 1 time. 1 full time is 16 miles. Then we can go ahead and we can say, okay, Joe went around half the track. How much is that? Well, what is half of 16? That is 8 miles. Then what I can do is I can add 16 plus 8, which then equals 24 miles. or we're going to teach them how to make this mixed number into an improper fraction. So first what they're going to do is they're going to go 2 times 1, which is 2, and then they're going to take that product and add it to the numerator. So 2 plus 1 is 3, and that equals 3 halves times 16 over 1. All right, so what some students might do is multiply across, make this 48 over 2, and then whenever they divide 48 divided by 2, that goes in there 2 times, which is 4, 0, bring down the 8, and that makes that 4. 4 times 2 is 8. We subtract that, that's 0. Our answer here is 24. That matches that. Or I can say, okay, do 2 and 16 share a factor? Yes. So 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 16 8 times. I can go 3 times 8, which is 24, over 1, which then equals 24 miles. That's what we're working on right now. Next week what we're going to do is we're going to be working on going like 3/4 times 1/2 and looking at that. So next week I will show you how to solve that problem. Have a great week.